welcome to Dawn Agreement, a 5th edition D&D actual play. We are on the Book of Tavros, Chapter 1. Tavros the Bull. You find yourself on a cart headed north out of the Acasian Empire city-state of Silvermarsh. As you travel, there is but a single dwarf and his load full of trade goods headed towards the fortress of Bogfalder. You have managed to earn yourself a seat as far as he'll take you towards your destination. You find in your hand a letter signed by Professor Regina Parson Dracos of the Dawn Agreement, requesting your assistance in dealing with bandit kingdoms which have arisen in the aftermath of the battlefields between the Oricasian Empire and the Holy Kingdom of Carcass. As you travel on your cart, you see a army of returning Oricasians. At their head, we definitely see Rorvan Nursk, Hondo's character, passing you. I actually, if you go back and watch yesterday's episode, I actually already dropped Tavros in here.
Nice.
The two of you go past each other, and you continue your way north. After passing the army, the dwarven cartmaster turns back to you after trying to mush his oxen and says, "So, Master Tavros, I heard they call you Tavros the Bull?"
Yes, that is correct. I am Tavros
Why?
the Bull.
Can I ask why? I mean,
yes,
did you
of course,
did you
my
fight
friend.
a bull?
No, I just have a very hard head.
Are you full of bull?
Not at all. I mean every word that I say.
Do you eat a lot of beef?
I typically do. Yes, I like a good amount of meat in my diet.
He turns to the oxen and mushes it a little faster. Real quick and says, well, all right, well, I notice you have one of those fancy little magical coins there.
Yes, that is correct. Part of my assignment with the Dawn Agreement.
I heard of them. I thought they were an army.
Well, yes and no. Yes and no. Together, yes. But we also do individual assignments as agents.
Okay. Well, it's going to be a long cart ride north to where, I agreed to drop you at. A couple of weeks at the very least. I don't suppose you like dwarven word games, do you?
Actually, I do. I actually grew up in the kingdom of Dirburin.
Well, what a surprise! All right, so he switches to speaking Dwarvish. You speak it, right?
He speaks Dwarvish like a second-year high school student speaks Spanish.
All right, he speaks Dwarvish like a southerner, and I'm talking like someone from Georgia who likes to eat grits, biscuits and gravy, and every Monday night always sets out a pitcher of lemonade.
Very nice. Very nice.
Well, son, let's do some of those dwarven word games that we know.
I am excited. As he fails to conjugate the verb correctly.
Oh, yeah. Perfect. You're definitely going to lose at these games.
Yep.
Yeah. Is there anything more you tell him about yourself on your long journey?
He'll talk about growing up. So Tavros is a orphan from the orc lands of Uoktak, and he was taken in by a ranging dwarven knight errant kind of style person, and that was who raised him. He didn't learn dwarven all that well, but he is familiar with the kingdom. At least passingly so with most of it, but Yeah, he's Tavros is a friendly guy, so he'll talk about basically whatever this guy wants to talk about.
That's good because you have 2 weeks in a cart together.
Yeah.
Your journey takes you to but a few miles outside the town of Galena, which is where some of the bandit problems have begun. And for you, it's located right around here, where I'm moving my. You see my little icon?
Yeah, like right there.
I mean, it's still it's like literally on the line right there.
Right. Yeah. It's in between.
Perfect. Yep. As you part ways with your new dwarven comrade, whose name is Hamish, he pledges lifelong friendship with you, as all dwarves do when they part ways. Whether that's actually true or not is somewhat up for debate. But he also promises to have a drink with you the next time he sees you, which is a somewhat more friendly farewell.
Yeah. Tavros says, I will buy the first round. You can buy the second.
First round beer, second round hard liquor.
Exactly.
Cocktails.
Yeah. First round, cheap ale. Second round, expensive liquor.
Well, he's a dwarf. He's got that, generational wealth. When you're 200 years old, you have quite a savings account. He can afford it.
The generational wealth of the one generation of dwarf that he's been. His kids are gonna have 8 generations of wealth.
What's a dwarven generation, so it's quite a long time. Why don't you describe, of course, people can see the wonderful art Harea has drawn for us that makes, I've already memed about this several times, but it's just Orc Eric Vulgaris.
Yes.
Why don't you describe in your words what you look like as you've gathered all of your worldly belongings and are headed through some light forests down a cart path towards the town of Galena.
Mm-hmm. So Tavros is fairly tall, like 6'3" fairly broad-shouldered, pretty well built. Wears his dark black hair and pulled back into a top knot / like messy bun to keep it out of the way. He's got a great sword. And then a couple of, let me see, where's my inventory on here? So he's got a great sword, and then at his belt, a warhammer and hand axe. And then he's got, a backpack with your standard adventuring gear, rope, bedroll, mess kit, that sort of thing. But hanging from his neck is a fine, probably not gold, but like silver chain with the symbol of the god of victory on it that he proudly displays.
Okay. Uh-oh. I think I might have just caused a very serious. There we go. All right, never mind. I'm still learning Foundry. As you travel forward, you begin to smell death. The reek of spilled blood, of heated iron and steel, and as you do the, in a video game when you go from a low light area to a high light area, you get that occlusion bloom or whatever.
I push aside the tree branch, and it's like, oh, and then my eyes dilate.
The background loads in. Yeah. There is a low wall around this town, perhaps enough to stop a horse from jumping over it, but certainly not a dedicated person from climbing over it. And seated outside on a tree stump is a man with a large dwarven heavy crossbow, which immediately he points it in your way. There are stakes planted outside, and you could tell that the stakes are meant to stop like a running horseman from trying to leap, even if they could get over that wall. it would be dangerous to do so.
Mm-hmm.
The man from perhaps 120 feet away shouts to you and says, "You're going to want to turn back from wherever you came from. You're kind of welcome here."
That I cannot do, my friend. I am an agent of the Dawn Agreement, sent...
I don't know what that is. Is that one of the new gangs around here?
No.
And as he says that, he stands up and makes sure that the crossbow is loaded. And again, he's not pointing it directly at you, but it wouldn't take much to swing it there.
Right. Says, no, it is the alliance that dealt with the... What is it? The Demon King?
Demon Jubilex.
The Demon Jubilex. They have sent me to this area to handle the bandit problem that you have been having.
So you are a mercenary?
I mean, I suppose they pay me. I don't think that makes me a mercenary.
Make a persuasion check. You know how it goes on the first roll here. You're either going to do really good or really bad. That's the only way this show goes.
All right.
For that natural one.
Ooh, so close. The rollover.
I should mention, you do have inspiration from talking about yourself on the card.
I will spend it to re-roll this.
This happened yesterday, too. Holy cow. I mean, so it's better. It's better, but it's not good.
It's an 11. It's an 11. I mean, at the very least, he doesn't shoot me, right?
Correct. I mean, look, a 10 is enough to convince an average person of an average argument, but this is not an average person, and this certainly is not an average discussion.
Yeah.
So he says, if you want to come in this town, I need you to leave your weapons outside. We don't want people of violence interfering with our lives again.
Very well. I am more than happy to leave my weapons with you while I get acquainted with your village. My name is Tavros the Bull.
Never heard of you.
Well, you have now.
He's the worst mercenary I've ever heard of.
But you have heard of me.
Do you actually go through the process of taking off all of your weapons?
Yep. Yeah, so okay. Tavros will disarm and, just like leave his stuff wherever this dude wants him to put it.
All right. As you take one step towards the town gate, he moves to stand in front of you and hold a hand out. He says, "Hold on."
Very well. What is it?
I was worried that you might be a bandit or a mercenary working for someone else. But I have to say, there are few men who would disarm so thoroughly when asked.
Indeed.
I'm willing to let you carry your arms. As long as you give an oath that you won't harm anyone in the town.
I swear that I will not harm anyone within these walls.
Good enough for me. He holds out a hand to shake your hand.
And Tavros will reach out and shake his hand vigorously.
And so his name's Jenkins. I'm a mercenary as well. He starts picking your stuff up to help you put it back on.
Sure.
Your great sword. Right, has to be strapped somewhere behind you, I guess.
Sure. Yeah. Sliding the hand axe and hooking the warhammer back onto the belt. He says, "Jenkins, eh? Well, were you hired to protect this place?"
Why don't we go in and have a drink? It's going to be a long story.
That sounds excellent. It's been a long road.
You head into the town of Galena. You can immediately tell that the interior of the town is based around a strip mine that they are continuously going down through. And a lot of dwarven innovations, like elevator pulley systems, have been put in place here. Carved ruts so that the mine carts can be pulled up from above and then rolled to where they're going to get processed.
Mm-hmm.
This town stinks. It stinks bad. It stinks of harsh, horrifying chemicals. but you also notice a surprisingly large amount of silver. So like silverware, signs that have been made of silver that have been polished, and then you can see that they've had both human characters and dwarven runes pressed into them to proclaim, like, this is the general store, this is Bob's barbershop, that sort of thing.
Yep.
The town is built low. So that low wall outside, again, maybe is characteristic of the town. It seems as if many of the houses here are set into the ground. Like every single one has a basement level. And some of the stores even have multiple levels. So they have a basement level as well. And there's a whole different store in the basement. He takes you to the Haven Tavern and gets you a pretty nice pull of beer, apparently on his tab with the bartender.
Okay. Tavros, takes a long drink from it and says, thank you, my friend. I was getting the dust off of my tongue.
All right, I don't know how loud this music is for the folks at home, because again, it's very soft for me when it's working correctly. Trying to do that background ambience. So, even though it's only the afternoon, this place appears to be on lunch break, and so there are dozens of miners here who see you come in very armed, look at Jenkins. Jenkins gives the significant NPC glance, and everybody calms down, like, oh, an armed guy, and they're like, oh, he's cool, okay. Go back to eating their...
Jenkins gives them the nod.
Yeah, the nod. Significant NPC glance. Uh-oh. I don't know what I just hit on my desk, but it's gone now. It's gone now. Look, here's the thing, Tavros. He pulls out a pipe and lights it. Starts taking a smoke. I was passing through the area on my way to Bogfalder. Dwarves usually pay pretty good. I mean, I'm sure you know about doing mercenary work in the underkingdoms of the dwarves. They're always awakening some new horror and threat down there, War was good business, but wasn't able to make my way home. I got blocked up in the pass to the dwarven kingdoms. And a bunch of bandits drove me back. Almost lost my leg. Thought I was doing pretty good getting away, but yeah, bandits took the whole area, several of the towns and villages nearby, led by a guy named Ragos. And what's even worse is that, some of these places had a pre-existing, let's call it government, that was kicked out, and now they're making their way here to Galena. Call themselves the Paper Moon Clan. Local townsfolk have been providing me shelter, food, drink. I've driven them off twice, but they're probably going to come back in numbers next time.
I see.
I bet they're pretty concerned that they sent 2 messengers here. They didn't come back.
What sort of forces do they have? Have you seen? Have they come in force, like in large numbers, or?
Well, I mean, so far they just sent 2 diplomats, for what you can call a bandit kingdom a diplomat, from the Paper Moon, but yeah. I thought they were pretty well armed for bandits. They had steel instead of iron or wooden clubs. But, I mean, these guys aren't even the real threat in the region. Bandit King Ragos has the loyalty of at least 4 other gangs. I mean, they control so many towns and cities around here. They're basically their own actual government.
I see.
Yeah, I've never seen anything like it, honestly.
This Bandit King, what are the rumors about him?
Well, I mean, some say that he's 7 feet tall, a half orc, maybe a full orc. He can see in the night. He eats an entire leg of ham every day. Yeah, just like any other bandit, half of it's just something his men have spread to make him sound more terrifying. The other half is just people running away from him, whatever they can half remember. I don't believe any of it. But I don't know where he's operating from. That's a real problem. Because at some point, I would like to go get paid for real. Because again, I enjoy having a drink and a nice place to sleep at night with food in my belly, but I also enjoy the clink of coin. And so I'd prefer to get further north before this gets any worse.
Indeed. Well, I am here to help with these things. Once this area is safe again, I'm sure you will be free to move on.
You offering me a job?
I cannot pay you per se, but I do have some coin. If you are willing to help, I'm sure there will be more coming.
Make a persuasion check. Sure, this will go just as good as the last one. Oh,
Much
never
better.
mind. Ignore my mockery. All right, since everyone's been doing this week, he offers you a man shake from, Predator.
Yeah. Dylan, you son of a bitch.
We got to come up with a better name for it than man shake, but yeah, that's what he does.
I'm sure your heavy crossbow will come in handy.
Well, I took it off of a dead dwarven lieutenant. It's pretty good. Actually, I think it's magical.
Oh, really? That is a treasure indeed, then.
I don't know about treasure, but I'm willing to sell it once I get to the dwarven kingdoms. Not really a crossbowman myself. He gestures to the sword at his side.
Either way, it will be good to have two swords instead of one.
I mean, I can get you as many swords as you like around here, as long as they're silver.
I do not have any need for a silver weapon as of yet. Tell me, Jenkins, do you know if there is a town chief or someone in charge here that I could speak to?
There is someone in charge here. I don't think calling them chief would be appropriate. All right, follow me.
All right, Tavros will just chug the rest of his beer.
As you're walking, someone runs up to Jenkins from the northern wall and begins whispering something to him, and he says, "Change of plans, follow me." And he starts jogging north to the outside of Galena's wall.
Problems?
Yeah, think Paper Moon's coming, and this time they aren't sending diplomats.
Ah, very good. I could use a scrap. I always like to fight after I drink.
You and I have a very different definition of what good is. All right, let me see here.
And so I think like as they're running, like Tavros pulls his greatsword out and like just kind of jogs with it like rested over his shoulder.
Still getting used to. But now I'm in some folder or another, and who can figure anything out? One day we'll be good at this.
We'll get there. We'll edit it out in post.
No, we won't. As if I would do post, sir. You're crazy. Does this actually bring you over?
We're okay. There we go. We're on a.
What it didn't bring over was your token.
My token. Yep.
Oh, here we go again. My. There we go.
Yeah, there we are.
All right. So you and Jenkins are getting set up near the south side of this farm. And if you'll excuse my usage, I will be using 3 wolves to represent bandits.
Okay.
In Roll20, you can just drag an image in and then use that as a token. And in this, you can't yet. So I'm still figuring out how to get different tokens in.
Well, one
Jenkins
could
is...
say that bandits are kind of like wolves.
Okay, sure. That's... Jenkins's plan is to have the 2 of you hide in the farmhouse and get them to draw closer and then spring out and attack them. Are you in agreement with doing that?
I think Tavros will say, I will draw them in. You spring out and ambush them. I will provide I am not so good at the sneaking.
You don't have to be good at sneaking. Just stay in the house, and when they go past, we get them. Is this an honor thing?
No, it's just I prefer to take a more head-on approach.
You're going to lose your head if you go head-on with these guys.
We shall see.
Okay. All right, so he's waiting in the house.
Okay.
The 3 bandits are approaching together in a line, and when they see you, they all begin pulling out light crossbows.
Okay,
the
great.
2 on the side remain behind the one in the front. So he's got his crossbow kind of dangling loosely, and the other 2 are pointed directly at you. And he says, "Are you the one that's been killing our men?"
No, I haven't killed anyone yet.
I think that sword peeking over your shoulder says otherwise.
Well, you would be the first. I've only just arrived in Galena. Why don't you come a little closer and we can talk about it?
All right, he just starts coming closer, but he says, "What are you, mercenary? A knight?"
I work for the Dawn Agreement. Have you heard of us?
Is that a cult?
Not exactly.
We don't need any cults around here. We got enough troubles.
So this is this the stream or river? Like, is that?
Yes.
All right. What? I think Tavros steps up to like the edge of the bridge.
Right. He's still moving forward, and his guys still have crossbows out.
Yeah. And so when they reach that side of the bridge, Tavros goes, that is far enough, my friends. We can speak about this here and now. What brings you to town?
We're looking for the guy who killed our men. You know anyone?
As I said, I have only just arrived. What are your men citizens here, or how did they come to be here and die?
All right, so the 2 guys on the back are chuckling. They're like, hey. They're doing the straight man thing while the one in the front goes, "Look, friend, I think you've misunderstood. This is not a discussion. This is a robbery. I need you to stop talking and to put all of your nice goods on the floor."
Well, let me give you my most valuable possession. and Tavros steps up and swings his greatsword at them.
Okay, let's roll initiative.
All right.
Let me see here. You'll be able to add you to the encounter list. Don't mind, I will start the encounter by rolling for initiative. Well, I have good and bad news.
Uh-huh.
You aren't going last.
Uh-huh.
You are going before the bad guys. So, as you say, what was it? I've got.
Let me give you my most prized possession.
The door springs open, and Jenkins runs out with the crossbow and fires it at this guy over here.
Okay.
And let's go ahead and roll for him. Oh, never mind. Jenkins is actually amazing.
Ooh, not so great on the damage, though.
Yeah. Not so great on the damage, huh? All right. Is there a thing that I can... Yep. Just make sure that's still there. All right. Perfect. As he comes out, he says nothing, but he looks smug as hell as he gets the shot off. But then the shot deflects off of the bandit's shoulder armor. Like the leather impact, like you can hear the crunch of the bandit's left shoulder, but the bandit turns and it's just like, you'll regret that. Now it's you.
All right.
Oh, did it automatically flip to you after I made a roll?
That I don't know.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
All right. So where do I... On the character sheet in Foundry, where do I hit to roll for like attacks and shit?
I'm not sure.
I see.
I haven't done it from that perspective. Are your weapons included here?
Like they're in my inventory.
Yeah. You try clicking on it.
Yeah, that just opens. I want to equip it. That just opens the. Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
If you click on the actual icon for it, it will make a roll.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
There you go. All right. So now click attack on that.
Yep.
Again, we're all new here. 14 will hit.
14. Okay. And then damage. Okay. 12 points of damage to the lead bandit.
Why don't you tell me what your swordsmanship style looks like as you defeat him in a single move? Now, it doesn't have to just be one. Like this might be multiple strikes. But this is one attack action takes him down.
Sure. So I think so if you're familiar with the movie Kingdom of Heaven.
I am familiar with that movie. It's a pretty good movie.
La Posta di Falcone, or the Guard of the Hawk, which is an actual sword style. That is Tavros's sword style. So a lot of vertical attacks. So I think he just basically because he's had his great sword resting on his shoulder this whole time. So as he comes forward, he just brings it up and then down on this dude.
Now, are we talking? Let me ask you: are you aiming to kill or just to knock unconscious or deeply injure?
I think.
Are you hitting him in the shoulder or the head with this overhand attack?
The shoulder, I think. Especially since this is the dude who's been talking to him the whole time. I think he wants to at least keep him alive for a little while.
You snap the clavicle, and you bite deep into the bone several inches. You have to kick off of him to pull the sword out, and he collapses in shock immediately.
Yeah.
Is there some way for me to set a status? All right, how about that? Yeah, there we go. Now it looks like a wolf has a little skull for a face.
Nice.
He's down. The two bandits. The one on the right is going to fire between you and try to hit Jenkins.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that'll do it.
Ooh. Got that nice roll.
Jenkins collapses immediately.
Oh Jesus! Yeah,
it is
9 points of damage.
He crumples, his armor basically cracking under the impact, like the studded leather just grumping, and he hits the ground. Oh, he does the Hollywood stumble back first.
Yeah. Like
They
drops
wreck him.
the crossbow with one hand, like
Oh, the crossbow's probably pinning him to the ground, actually. Like, he can't get up without moving. He's like, oh, oh. The other one, who probably won't get as lucky, is going to fire at you. Well, no.
no.
No one gets that lucky twice. No one, I say. Initiative will put us back to Jenkins, who's going to roll to see if he's dead.
Yep. Don't die, Jenkins.
He's not dead yet. He has a 1 positive.
Very good.
That leaves it to you.
So Tavros moves up to stand in between these two guys, and I will attack the one on the right.
Okay.
Not great.
Oh, that bounced back. Nope.
Yep. All right.
The two of them.
Well, actually, hang on. I've got one more thing that I want to do. I'm going to cast bonus action casting Shield of Faith.
Okay. What's that do for you?
That gives me a +2 to my AC.
What does it look like when you cast this? I'm talking, what kind of actions do you undertake? Because it's a VSMC, so you got to be some
verbal, somatic, and material.
Yeah.
So like as he like swings and misses, and as he recovers, like one hand grabs the amulet around his neck, and he
looks exactly
mutters,
like this.
mutters basically a short prayer of protection, and like his hand glows slightly, and then it kind of goes over the rest of his body, shimmers, and then disappears.
Look, I was just watching the Marvel Civil War, and there's the scene where Bucky's in his apartment and he uses his metal arm to block 3 bullets.
Yeah.
I just want it to stay around your hand, and you have to use your hand to block all incoming attacks.
Yeah. I've never really understood how that worked. Like, how did they just shoot him in the arm? Like, or were they just terrible shots? I don't know.
Well, he ran directly towards the gun barrel. All right, so they're flanking you now. What's your armor class?
My armor class is currently a 18.
Well, with rolls like these, how could they ever hit you?
Yeah.
Does not go well for them. Working together, they drop their crossbows, knowing that there is no threat waiting for them. Pull out something like a sword. Mm-hmm. It's more like a machete, essentially.
Okay.
They're chipped and worn, and there's blood smeared on them that hasn't been cleaned off. Mm-hmm. And you're pretty sure this probably has diseases on it. You could die if you're scratched by this.
Sure.
And not like, oh no, I'm dead because I've been stabbed. Like, oh no, I'm dead because I'm diseased.
A normal person could die.
Oh, that's right. 5e paladins.
I would be protected by my oath and the god of victory.
Sure. It's time for Jenkins to not die.
Hey, he's doing good. He's doing good.
He's at 2 of 3 needed. Is there a way to like... Roll 20 let you do this. I'm sad because I'm missing some basic roll 20 functionality.
Right. And
Go ahead.
It's probably there. It's just a matter of finding it and
learning it. Yes, that is probably what it is.
So Tavros will again attack the one on the right.
Sure. Hit me with your best shot. Fire away.
Yeah.
Well.
That's gonna be a crit.
Well.
Do I add insult to injury and put a smite on? Oh, no, I won't.
You're a monster.
I don't think I'll need to.
You're a monster. What the heck is happening here?
I have great weapon fighting style,
okay.
So I reroll 1s and 2s on the initial dice.
He's really dead. Like you have massive damaged him.
Yeah, I think like so the first swing missed, and then the backswing is just head chopped off. Because that dude's just super
Now let me
bad.
ask: is this head chopped off? There's like three basic options we've got here.
Mm-hmm.
You could go samurai anime bullshit, where you chop through the neck and the head stays there for a moment, and he's like, oh.
And then it slides.
Number
off.
2 is the baseball one, where you chop and the head goes with it.
Mm-hmm.
And number 3 is like really brutal, like your sword gets caught in the neck. You gotta like saw through it for a moment. You know, this was supposed to be a really positive, noble game, so I don't know what I'm doing to myself.
No, I think it's number 2.
Okay. Yeah. As you turn, there's like a torrent of blood, Tarantino style, covering you from behind. It's warm and hot and sticky. Was it the left guy or the right guy?
The right guy.
All right. Well, he's super duper. The last guy is gonna disengage and move to bug out. Next turn, next turn he's going to get away, as it was, but he's going to try to outrun you from here on out.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's see how this guy's going. He's still waiting for medical aid.
Yeah, I know he is. Oh, there's one failure.
He's still going to want that medical aid, apparently.
Yeah.
Tavros, right. You're at an impasse here. Let's say you're at a decision point.
Mm-hmm.
A single bandit is running away, but also Jenkins is moaning, lying on the ground in a rapidly growing pool of his own blood.
So what I'm going to do is I will rest the greatsword on his shoulder with one hand, do an interaction to draw the hand axe from my belt.
Okay.
Step 10 feet forward.
Okay.
Throw the hand axe at the bandit.
Sure.
And then if it hits, great. If not, it is what it is.
That hits.
Okay. So we'll do normal damage. Okay.
Well,
so 6 points of damage to him.
Your hand axe clatters off of his armor. Okay. Deeply, like, there's not a cut per se. Mm-hmm. Like, the armor's cut, but not him. Like, it didn't go through hard enough there. But you're pretty sure you cracked a rib. And he stumbles forward, like, oh.
And then
he's in his 30s, so he may never recover from this, actually.
And then we'll move 20 feet back towards Jenkins.
Sure. Is that everything?
Yep, that is it. That guy he is free to go.
Jenkins rolls a 1 here. He's dead. Oh boy, it was close. It was close.
Yeah,
it was so close. All right, he's up.
Yeah.
So one bandit escapes, very deeply injured.
Mm-hmm.
Jenkins managed, like, you've been watching him try to like put pressure on the wound and like ball up a sock and put it in there. He goes, "Oh, Tavros,
hold still, my friend." And Tavros will kneel down by his side and like put one hand down over like with like the bolt between like index finger and thumb, and then the other one. And as he pulls it out, he'll expend a couple of points of
like how many
hands. Let's see, 9 put Jenkins down, so I'll do like 5.
All right. So normally Jenkins would take another 1d4 hours to come to full consciousness. Mm-hmm. But you pull the bullet and he goes, blah! That didn't hurt as much as I thought it was going to.
Yes, you have
props himself up, you know.
The blessings of victory, my friend.
I don't know about that. Look, I wouldn't say I'm an unfaithful man, but I tend to put my faith in the god of trickery. It's been useful so far.
I see. Well, I'm not here to convert anyone, but
I appreciate that. He reaches a hand out so you can pull him back to his feet. You know.
Yep. Tavros will help him back up. Says you did quite well.
He wipes some blood away from his mouth. I don't know about doing well.
You did not die. That was impressive.
Literally only because you were here.
Well, perhaps.
Felt my life flash before my eyes. A lot of drinking. Pulls out his pipe and starts smoking it as he sits down on the ground and is just taking a breather.
Tavros is going to go over and see if he can see if either of the bandits are still alive, and if not, he will.
One of them is alive.
Okay, great.
The diplomat, you left him alive intentionally.
Yeah. So if he's, I'll drop at least a point of lay on hands into him if he's to make sure that he's going to survive.
All right. Oh shit! And he's looking at you with wide eyes, uh-oh.
Yeah. And then Tavros will bind his hands and you are my prisoner now, my friend. You are going to tell me everything you know about this Moon Paper clan.
You mean the Paper Moon clan?
Yes, of course, whatever.
Make an intimidation check.
Almost got that natural 20.
Almost, but almost isn't good enough in this context. 17 is pretty good, though.
Yeah.
He begins spilling all of the secrets as we come to an end for this session. Wow, you held that face there for you. You seems like you're upset that we're ending here.
No, it's
just your resting Tavros face. All right, well, welcome to the end of chapter 1. Why don't you tell us who you are, Spoon?
I am Big Spoon. You can find me over on Twitter at BigSpoon223. I'm also on Solaris Knights as Seth Kabrinsky, star captain of Clan Wolf and gladiator extraordinaire. I am Adrian Thorne on Rogue Trader, hot shot pilot, and hopefully soon to be crusher of heretic skulls with my double power fists once we can get our hands on them.
Could be a while.
Yeah, probably. Other than that, you can find me around Arthur's Discord. Yeah. I'm a Twitch mod for MCDM, so you can also find me over there sometimes. But that's pretty much it.
All right. Thus comes to a close another chapter. Thank you for joining us, audience. Have a good time zone.